Hi, Danville. Alan Shields here, Chief of Police, and we are 10-8 in service, which means we're here to make people's lives better, and we do that by safeguarding the lives, rights, and property of the people we serve. All right. We've got a pretty cool event happening tonight, and I'll talk about that, but I want to go over our evergreen stuff first. Wildfire Preparedness Evacuation Guide and the FEMA All Hazards Checklist. Links in the description. Make sure you download those both. Go over them with your family. The Contra Costa County Office of the Sheriff Community Warning System. Make sure you sign up for that. That is our most robust community notification system, and it allows you to sign up for multiple locations, multiple platforms, email, text, and the like. And then visit the PG&E website because they're going to have information on what to do when the power goes out. And there's some good information on how to be prepared, and then also stay aware when the power's out on when it's going to be coming back. All right. So some special things for you here. We also want you to come out and join us this Friday. We're going to do the lighting of the oak tree. That's downtown at Diablo Road. So it's Friday, November 29th, and there's a program on the screen. So if you look, I'm going to zoom in. So if you're on a small device, you can see a little better. At 5:15 p.m., they start with singing the chamber singers and the Danville Girls Chorus. At 6:15, they'll actually light the tree, and then after that, everybody goes to the downtown area, the Harts Prospect, Harts and Diablo, all the way down Harts Avenue and up through Linda Mesa, and they just go to hang out and enjoy the shops, and really that's what it's about. And if you notice, if you've been there in the past, you'll notice people are handing out hot chocolate and all kinds of cool stuff. If you go to the Vets Hall, the senior center side of the Vets Hall, we will have our police department tent, and we will give you, while supplies last, we will give you one of these cool ornaments. So it is an official Danville PD ornament, and this is the ornament for this year. We've done them, and I'm saying I do none of this actually. Lindsay Ortiz, our outreach coordinator, is the one that puts this together. This is our third year we've been doing the ornaments during Christmas, and we'd be happy to pass these out. So come visit us and say hi at the senior center during the lighting of the oak tree. Also, if you're feeling charitable, we have our Fill the Cruiser event. This is a toy drive. We're going to do it 2 times. We've had really good success over the past 3 years. It's Thursday, December 5th and Friday, December 13th, and that's between 1 and 5. And I've been told that Santa might actually come and join for a little bit. So we're trying to get Santa Claus out there to see if he'll join us. If you're unable to make those events, though, we will have something here in our police department where you can just drop off your toys, and we will make sure we get them to the Marine Corps so that we can get them to the Toys for Tots program. We are literally, in the last couple of years, we are delivering truckloads of Toys for Tots to the Marine Corps. Great program. Lindsay Ortiz, again, our outreach coordinator, is the one that's putting it on, and she has been doing a phenomenal job at getting that done. All right, this is a live show. If you have any questions during the show, go ahead and ask them right in the chat. I'll try to get to them during the show. If I can't get to them during the show, I'll ask afterwards. All right, communitycrimeapp.com. This is where you can get all of your information on crime and the calls for service that we respond to. You can also get sexual offender registry information there as well. November 18th to 24, no reported collisions. Now, so we didn't have any reports. This is where the officers go out and take a report. There may have been like a fender bender where people exchange information, but there's no injuries, there's no dispute of fault, those sort of things. So those accidents do happen. We take the report for accidents where there's an injury, a fatality, if there's a crime associated with it, like hit and run or DUI, or if there's a dispute as to who's at fault, we'll take the collision. But if it's a 2-car collision or a car into an object collision and there's no dispute over who's at fault for the collision, there isn't a reason for the officer to take that report. So we usually don't have them take those reports. So there are some that will come through. I'd say on average, we take probably 2/3 of all reports. We document and investigate those, about 2/3 of all that are reported to us. All right. November 18 through 24 for crime. Not as great. Honestly, 3 burglaries. That's not good at all. We usually are in the 20s and 40s for a year's worth of burglary. So having 3 in 1 week is not good at all. And then we had a couple of thefts there too, or at least a couple locations where thefts occurred. On the 19th, the portable restroom was set on fire. And this looks like it was possibly kids using fireworks, and that was at the school on Harlan Drive. And then 2 residential burglaries were reported on Hidden Valley neighborhood. Those are the ones, the little houses up north there, right in that area. Okay. So 2 residential burglaries were reported then, and that was on Volterra Court and Macaulay Road, and that was between 5:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. So what we would say is kind of the dinner hour while people were gone. On the 22nd, let me talk about that. So everybody's aware that we have ALPR, an automated license plate reader system in town. These are cameras that notify us if known offenders are coming into town, people that we know commit crime, or people with warrants. But it also helps us piece together crimes on the back end. Well, we put them at the areas where they're most useful. Like it would, you could assume it would be great if they were on every single street corner. Sure, because that would bring our data pool to be so small. We don't have that much money. So we put them at the logical points, the entry-exit points in town, and then hub locations throughout town where instead of having to look at every car that has come in and out of town, we can now shift it to a smaller pie. Well, what the residents at Hidden Valley did, and it's helped to provide a lead for us, was for their community, because there's only one way in and out, they bought their own camera through Flock Safety. They put it at the entrance. From our side, it's a one-way portal. No data goes to the camera or to the community, but it's a one-way portal where we can see all of that data. So that data comes to us. So when we look on our map, that camera looks almost as if it's one of ours. So when we do plate searches or data searches, we can really shrink that area really to that one street. So it was a lot less data for us to go to. It did present some leads, and we hope to have some type of a conclusion on that in the future. So it's kind of an example of how, we've got hardworking detectives and officers on the Danville side and the county side, but working with the community and the things that you can do to help either prevent crime or generate leads should a crime occur. All right. And then on the 22nd, a male and a female entered a Safeway and stole several bottles of alcohol. And this was at 12:35 a.m. So not noon, but just after midnight. And I have to admit, I didn't know that Safeway was open past midnight, but they're open till 2 a.m. And so we've got some leads on that, and we hope to have some closure on that case as well. On the 22nd, there was a burglary of a closed business. And so this was on Camino Ramon, and so across town from the other two burglaries. And this was at 2:34 a.m. And so they broke into the business and were unsure of what was taken as of yet. But they did break in, and it appeared they did so with the intent to commit a crime. On the 23rd, we had a theft of property this is from 2 unlocked vehicles on Derbyshire Place. So generally speaking, on those 2 burglaries, it appears as though the people entered through the back doors and they shattered the sliding doors, and they were in relatively close time. So we believe they're both connected. It's the same people. With the commercial burglary, different method of operation, different time, different area. We don't believe that's connected to the others. On the theft of property from the unlocked cars, our recommendation on those is, and again, this is not victim shaming. I know I have to keep saying this, but you should be able to put whatever you want where you want. It should be there when you get back. This is not a victim shaming thing. Ultimately, the person that stole the property is the one person that is 100% responsible for the crime. However, we know there's things we can do on the target side. We can lock our property up. We can make it so that it's not visible. I try not to leave anything in my car. I know there was a time, I think maybe a month ago, where I had left my iPad underneath the seat of my car. I don't even like doing that. I had just put it underneath there and forgot about it. But I try to keep everything in my car so that there's nothing visible. And then I lock the car up, because the 2 things that they're going to do is, one, they're going to look in your car, and if they see something worth taking, they're either going to try to open it or they'll just bust the window. The other is you'll get people that are opportunistic, and they just go and they flip door handles. And if they get one that opens, they're going to root through it. So they'll look in the glove box, the center console, they'll look anywhere they can for property. So those are 2 gates that we have control over, that if we close those gates, we are less likely to be victims of crime. All right. The arrest log. We had a few arrests. You'll notice there's a component here that we're going to try to work on tonight too. But on the 19th, a man was cited for an out-of-county vandalism warrant after being stopped for vehicle code violations on the 700 block of San Ramon Valley Boulevard. And then we had 3 arrests for DUI. On the 22nd, a man was cited, and he was near Sycamore and Brookside. A woman was cited on the 24th after being stopped on Church Street downtown. And another woman was cited on the 24th after being stopped at Sycamore Valley Road and Camino Ramon. So a lot of DUI arrests. Know that tonight is college night. Sorry. So college night is the night where a lot of the kids come back into town the night before Thanksgiving, and they'll go downtown and they'll meet. And there are a lot of people downtown. Sometimes it gets so bad that it's a hazard because there's so many people in the road that we end up closing the road. We don't close it preemptively because we're not trying to create space for people to do that. But if it is a hazard, then we have an obligation to make sure that there's separation between cars and people. Now, with that, I have seen such improvement. In 15 years of working in Danville, I've seen a great deal of improvement where we're getting less DUIs. What we do, though, is we will have a whole team of people in the downtown area to try to prevent the fights that are inevitable when we get big crowds, alcohol, and frankly, egos, right? So we'll have a group down there for that. We're also going to have teams out in the field in cars, and they're going to be floating around. And what they're doing is they're looking for drunk drivers. Now, here's what I'll say. It has gotten so much better. It seems like year after year, where what I see when I go down to like Hearts and Diablo, and I'll be down there tonight. And when I go down there, I'm seeing moms and dads dropping off their college kids. I'm seeing Ubers dropping kids off, picking kids up, moms and dads picking kids up. What I'm not seeing are people stumbling to a car, getting in and driving. A lot less of that. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. We're certainly here looking for it. But I'm seeing a lot of people doing responsible things. So let's keep encouraging the responsible behavior, and hopefully we can have a safe night without any kind of a tragedy. All right. That's it. I don't see any questions, but I do want to say hi to Sue. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. And, there's some times where you can come and join us. And we've got a couple of those coming up. Lighting the Oak Tree is on Friday after Thanksgiving. The event starts at 5:15. That's on the middle of Diablo Road, kind of really close to the Oak Tree. If you just go try to find the Oak Tree, you'll be right there. You can't miss it. And then at 6:15, they'll actually light the Oak Tree. And shortly after, everybody will go downtown for the open houses. Really fun event. Lots of people are giving out hot chocolate, cider, candy canes. We will be giving out the Danville PD ornament, which I think is pretty cool. A little Making Lives Better. Can't get it focused, but really cool. So come check it out. This is our third year in a row doing that, so it should be a lot of fun. And then if you miss that date, come out December 5th or December 13th between 1 and 5. And we will be right in front of Marshall's on Fostoria Way. And this is a good opportunity if you want. You can drop off a toy. Might even have Santa there. You can meet Santa. But if you miss those events, we're going to have a Toys for Tots barrel out front. You can just dump them in there. And through the generosity of everyone in the town, we deliver truckloads of toys to the Toys for Tots program. So thanks to all of you for doing what you do. Happy Thanksgiving. We are 10-10, but we're always 10-8 and in service to all of you. Have a good night, Danville.